try this again. So, my husband called, of course, because I was doing a video. And we all know while I'm doing a video, he calls. So, that was his one-time video call. Today, we are talking about day 2. But before we talk about day 2, I want to finish day 1, lesson 1. I did not get to finish it. There were so many questions. So, you have your parchment, your pen, your doll, your herbs, your stones, and you're working on your intentions and your goals. Well, you want to get those written out as a rough draft until you get them perfected, and then you want to put them on what will be your parchment paper for your contract or compact. Whatever herbs you're working with, whatever stones you're working with. Hey, Kathy, how are you today, hon? You want to take those herbs, just a couple for that day. You're going to pour your energy into those herbs and those stones that you're working with the first day. And then you're going to stuff them into your poppet or into your poppet's bag. I'm good, sweetheart. How are you? You're doing okay today? Good, good, good. Okay, so if you are making a protection poppet, hi Emma, I'm good, honey. If you're making a protection poppet, you might use yarrow and rosemary. Hi, Johnny. So, the first day, you have done your intentions and your goals. You've transferred it to your large parchment paper. And you have stuffed your doll or your bag with a couple of herbs for that day that you have poured your energy into. And if you're working with stones, you have put a couple of stones that day, or one stone, however many. You want to divide them up over that 8 days. You have put your intention into the stone, and you're stuffing it into your doll or your little bag if you make a servitor that you can't actually stuff. And so that was the end of lesson 2 that I did not get to. And you want to spend time with him that day. You're going to spend 30 minutes just pouring your energy into this servitor and reading the servitor your intentions and goals for him. Every day as the contract grows, you are going to read him that contract every day. You will start at the beginning and read all the way through the contract every day for him. So that was day 1. So I am going to move on now to day 2. Okay. Day 2, you also want to bring your doll into the circle. You want to bring your herbs into the circle. You want to bring everything into the circle that you're going to need. And then you're going to want to do your formal circle, whatever that means for you. It could mean calling the corners. It could be calling on deity. It could be just pushing your shields out, your energy out to envelop your work area. But whatever a formal circle, a protective circle means to you, that's what you will be doing. Now, you have pen and paper in there. Okay, you've been thinking about this for days. You need either rose water, moon water, holy water, sun water, some kind of water you consider to be blessed or special, okay? Because we are going to name him, okay? We're going to name the poppet today. So this is day 2, and we're going to name the poppet. It's naming day. So you've been thinking about his name and command word for days. You have finally come up with his name and command word. Now, a command word is a word that you're going to say to get his attention, to send him out, to give him a command. For instance, if his name was Pollywog, you would call his name however many times you see fit. I do 3. You would say Pollywog, 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 candle, because candle would be the command word. Okay, so you've been thinking about the name and the command word. Now is the time to put it on paper, to take your poppet, hold your poppet, tell your poppet his name and command word. Okay, and then you are going to baptize the poppet. Okay, you can put a drop of moon water on him, 3 drops of moon water, sun water. You could put rose water, lavender water, whatever kind of water you consider to be blessed or filled with your energy. It could just be water out of the tap that you have filled with your energy and intention to name him. So this is your naming. It's his naming day. After you have named him and you have his command word, you need to write it down on the contract. Also, you want to put in the contract how many times you will call his name before giving the command word. You also want to put into your contract that no matter where he is and what he is doing, he comes as soon as you say the command word. That he only comes to your call, your voice, only you. Now, we have the name, we have the command word, we have the instructions. Okay? He knows now that he's only going to come when you call. We need to take his name and make a sigil. No one will ever know the sigil exists. You can put it into the poppet. You can write it on the poppet where you are going to put the compact. You can put it in his bag if you have decided to do a little bag for him. So now is the time to go to your paper and decide what his sigil is going to look like. Once you have got his sigil, and his sigil is his name. For me, it is a kind of like a touchstone thing. When I'm going to call him, I touch his sigil, and it's just habit. I don't know why I do that. I've just always done it. But you want to make the sigil out of his name. You want his name and command word to be unique because no one else is supposed to know this but you. So once you have your sigil, you have your command word, you have your name, you want to transfer all of this off of the scrap paper that you have been working with. You have your instructions for him, and put it into the contract underneath where you put intentions and goals. Hey Trish. So that whole section, the name and command word, his sigil, all of that will go under on the compact or the contract, where right up under where you have written all his intentions and goals and purpose, boundaries. Okay. After you have done this, you want, hey Sonia, you want to take a couple of herbs that you have divided up. You want to put your intentions for your servitor into these herbs. And then you want to stuff the bag or the poppet with those herbs. Same with these stones. If you've decided to do any stones, you need to put your intention into that stone, what you want that stone to do for your servitor, and stuff that in there as well. And then you want to spend time reading from the beginning of the contract of what you have all the way down to the end of what you now have in the contract. That needs to be done every day. So you're pretty much reading into him, his personality, his purpose, his name, his goals, and what you want him to be. You're reading it into him every day. And then now during all this time, it can be added to the 30 minutes you're supposed to spend with him. But if you have more time during the day, you can spend more time with him. If you only spend 30 minutes, 5 minutes at a time, you can do that. I ended up doing a lot of meditating while I was holding him. And you can do that also. But it doesn't have to be a 30-minute nonstop block, because eventually you're going to lose focus. You're going to start thinking about other things if you're not used to focusing your energy for that length of time. So it's good to kind of break it up a little if you're not used to 30-minute meditations. I know not all of you were in here when I started, but everyone that was in here when I started, are there any questions? All we went over today is the naming, the command word, and his sigil. Awesome. Alrighty. So I think that today is one of the shorter lessons. Awesome. Alright. Today was one of the shorter lessons, so we got through it pretty quick. Alright, you guys. How are you guys doing? How is everyone? This is my second go at it. The first time my husband called. Hi, Scarlett. Also, has anybody seen Kim J that won the giveaway? Because I have not seen her. And she hasn't replied to my post. Okay, guys, thank you. She may have something going on at home. Okay, Emma. Yeah, that's a really neat idea. I don't do a lot of astral plane work. But yeah, that's neat. Who was it? Dee did her servitor information on creating a servitor on the astral plane. And that may be something you want to look at, Emma. Or you may want to talk to Dee about. But yeah, you can make a servitor for almost anything. Yep. I'm not either. Because I've never done astral plane work. I didn't even know it was a thing until, recently. But I think it may be a lot like meditating to work on the astral. I think it would take a lot of time and focus. Oh, it's awesome, Trish. Hi, Heather. Oh, Scarlett. I have some stuff I have to do today that I've been putting off as well. I can't say anything. Sonia, how are you doing, hon? Um, Emma, it's like anything else. You just have to practice. I used to have a really hard time with meditation until I gave myself something to focus on during meditation. So now when I meditate, I focus, and I think that's kind of like the astral plane work. It just gives you something to focus on while you're meditating that you can build up over time, like your meditations, you build them up over time. And your shield, you have to build it up over time. Hmm. Oh, good, Sonia. I'm glad. I know, Heather, right? I am too. So I have one more video to do today about chalking sigils. All right, you guys, I am going to say goodbye and get off here so I can work on my next video, which I don't think is going to be very long, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. But thank you guys for coming. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the support and the love I get from you guys. Y'all are awesome. I think we have an awesome support system and community here. All right, guys, I love you, and I will see you soon. Blessed be.